Welcome to LPB Racing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope you enjoy the content you're about to see. Round 7, Race 1 of the Mixed Surface Series from Red Bull Ring. Hi there everyone, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB Mixed Surface Series on GTSport. This is the final round of the season, round 7. This is race 1, and we are at a very wet, well, not very wet, but wet Red Bull Ring in Austria, and we're going to go through the grid for you now for this one. So this one was random, completely random grid. You can see we are in the Ford Focus and Subaru WRX rally cars. So whichever one, it's like the other ones in the season where we did with the pickup trucks and other stuff where you have to use 2 cars over 2 races. So you have to use a car each race. So WRX and Ford Focus is the cars, and it is TY who draws pole position for this first race. Then Techno has arrived back on GTSport. He's second on the grid for this one, and then it is Rodders in 3rd position. Then we've got Neil Farmack in 4th, the championship contender with Bidster. He's 4th, Neil Farmack, and I should point out he's got 2nd place weight on 160 kilos. And also, sorry, I forgot to mention, Rodders has got 80 kilos on as well. Seat 1 is 5th, he's got no weight on. Intrepid no weight on in 6th. Bidster 7th. 7th for Bidster. He's on full championship ballast. He's battling with Neil for the championship in this one. He's got a slight advantage if you saw the points from last time. Red Bull is in 8th. He's got 40 kilos on the car. Keith's in 9th. He's weight free. Firepower makes a well-deserved return in 10th position. And then it is Scott in 11th. Scott joins us in 11th. And then it's going to be Cyrex in 12th. So we've got quite a lot more people in this one. So all the more drama to go on in this. So Scott making his well, apart from the Laguna Seca race, making his debut. So here we go, lights on the tree and lights out, and we're off, and it looks like Rodder's got a good start. Oh, contact further back as seat 1 does not move. Seat 1's got glitched, and the seat 1's stuck on the grid. Everyone else had to avoid. Bids has gone down to 11th as everyone else goes through the first corner. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, it's chaos. Incredible. As Techno goes backwards. Rodders and TY and, is it TY? Yeah, TY, Rodders and Red Bull up front. So they've all escaped, and everyone's charging up to the hill, up to the hairpin at the top. Here we go to the hairpin, and these cameras aren't really doing it justice, guys. Just going to go back to the standard cameras to get better view. There we are, Red Bull, Rodders. Intrepid gets a good run on the inside. Intrepid gets a good run on the inside, and he's in the Focus in this one. So in the Focus, and then TY in the Subaru with Red Bull behind Intrepid, then in the Focus. Cyrex in the Monster, Ken Block coloured car on the inside. Trying to nick points off people, just showing up as a wild card, which is quite alright. It's quite fine. Good to see the return of Cyrex as well after a lot of internet problems. And then we've got Keith, Techno, Scott there. He's just appearing for a couple of races. He's wild carding, just getting used to LPB Racing, and hopefully should have a future seat in one of the championships, so we'll have to wait and see. But Bidster then is right on the back of him. He's getting christened alright. He's got Bidster right behind him, and he'll be hungry for points. Firepower goes a bit slow there. Techno goes round one way. Scott's going the other. Oh, it's madness. And Firepower gets shuffled out. Bidster goes through as well, and Firepower loses 3 places in the space of a lap as they go round the last corner and out of it now and up to the line. We've got someone with a penalty, but they received that after the last corner, but Red Bull gets rid of it anyway. Good on him. So let's get a little rundown then of the positions. Oh, Intrepid takes the lead off TY. Intrepid takes the lead off TY. Through he goes into 1st position. Intrepid then in the lead. TY is 2nd. Cyrex is 3rd. Neil 4th. Rodders 5th. Red Bull 6th. Keith 7th and Techno 8th on the left hand side of your screen. That's the top 8 as we go hounding up the hill. TY is going to lob a little back at at Intrepid here. Nope, can't quite do it. Over the curb. Everyone else slotted into the hairpin. Keith up the inside of Red Bull in Keith in the traditional Subaru colours with him and Bidster. He's got the sort of a yellow accent on his car, and Bidster's got the orange accent on his car. Ever the typical Bidster with the orange. Into the little Hairpin turn 3, Keith goes through on the inside of Red Bull. Red Bull's got another penalty to get rid of as Rodders has a massive moment there. In front, Rodders has a massive tank slapper and loses control of the car and ends up in 7th now. So he's gone back down a few positions there. He's alongside Keith and Red Bull. They're all together as one. Incredible race in this. Keith sideways in the wet. Intermediate tyres on these GRB rally cars. And yeah, rally cars on a wet surface. What a way to end this season off. And we've not done... Oh, Rodders and Techno with a door-to-door bashing there. Scott trying to get himself into the middle of this. There's all 4, 5, 6 cars into one. Incredible stuff. Neil's ahead of this, thinking, don't catch me, don't catch me. Red Bull's got a penalty there, and they'll have to serve that before the line. Rod is in 8th, and in contact, and Scott goes through the middle of Techno and Rodders. Through the middle we go, 3 wide. Across the line, Scott takes 7th place, but can he hold on? Incredible race. Up to turn 1, Rodders goes to the inside. Techno on the outside, and contact in the middle of the corner. A little bit of rubbing, but we're okay. Bids is on the back of this bunch now, and he can't find a way through. We're on board with Bidster. That's all he can see. It's just people ahead of him and just a long line of cars he's got to try and get through. Neil Farmack's doing exactly what he needs to do here and keep loads of cars between him and Bidster as Scott looks at Keith for 5th place. Scott has got the power on here. Scott has really got some pace in these cars, and just generally I think he's got some good pace, so that'll be good to see for the future if he stays with us for the future. Techno making his return in 7th, and he's not doing too bad in 7th place, so clearly not lost any of his form as Rodders goes up the inside. Knock, knock, who's there? It's Rodders. And Rodders can't quite get through. He knocks on the door, but someone slams it on his face, so can't get through there. Meanwhile, back to the front, and it's Intrepid holding his own against TY. TY is in the Subaru, and he's trying to get past Intrepid. And TY has got 3rd place weight on, I should mention as well, so he is a bit heavier, but still, Intrepid's doing a brilliant job here of holding off TY. Oh, he's got a penalty though. He's going to have to serve that before the line. That might hand TY back the lead. We'll have to have a look in a minute, because everyone else is coming up to the last corner as well. This mob behind as Bidster's on the inside of Red Bull. He's making up places here, and he goes on the inside of Red Bull with a penalty, and he goes through into 9th. Meanwhile, yes, Intrepid has to get rid of the penalty, and Sarex goes through as well. He's not quite got rid of it all, Intrepid. Oh dear. Now that could be controversial, because you've got to get rid of the penalty before you go over the line, so that's not good unless you got an added one as you went over the line. But Intrepid eventually gets rid of it all, but that could be extra penalties as cars off in the background. Scott goes wide. Did he get hit? I don't know, but he's off in 4th, and up the hill we go now, and down to 7th he goes. So Scott 7th, Techno and Keith move up as we go into the hairpin. Look at the leaders, TY, Intrepid and Sarex all together. Everyone else approaching the hairpin as well, nice and steady through the corner for everyone else. Just trying to get the traction up the hill, use the 4-wheel drive to its advantage. All the cars 4-wheel drive in this one, the Focus and the Subaru, all 4-wheel drive cars. And these are how fast these cars would be if they actually had Group B specifications on, which is because usually you see Subarus and Ford Focuses, they're not Group B cars because they're not powerful enough. They're usually like Group A or like lower WRC class, but these are really, really big, powerful monsters, talking 500 horsepower in these cars. Absolutely incredible amounts of power. And 4-wheel drive to put it down. Sarex in the lead then in the Chem Block Monster Energy car. Well, the brands are available, and Intrepid then behind in his grey and red Ford Focus. Again, Intrepid runs the livery of his late race car that he used to have in real life, so good little tribute to his car. TY still in 3rd place. He's still behind him, but he's got the weight on, and I think he's just struggling to keep up with these two now as they go over the line. Start of lap 5 is approaching. Neil Farmack, Keith, Techno, Scott, Rodders going for a move on the inside of Scott. Before we finish off that move, we'll get some replays into the first half action for you now. Here's the replays of the first half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then, on board with Sarex. So you see there, seat 1 stops and everyone else sort of hits him, and now Sarex has gone from 12th to 8th already, and we've only been going about 5 seconds. Into the first corner we go, and then you see everyone else runs wide. Techno and Rodders on the grass there, then everyone else sort of pulls together. Techno rejoins, and now we're going up the inside of Neil. Neil's not spotted as we're on the grass. Incredible. And then we're going up to the next few corners. We've got a good run here on everyone. Intrepid goes to the inside. We've got TY defending hard on the inside, Red Bull behind him. Into the corner. And everyone tries to slowly fold themselves in. Intrepid and Red Bull over the curb, nicely done there. And then Rodders goes through, and we're all still tightly packed as we head down to the next corner. This is a brilliant opening lap so far by Cyrex. 11th to 4th now, and onto the brakes. Seat 1's just disconnected because he couldn't move his car. The little glitch that we had in Gran Turismo strikes back. And then a brilliant move there by Cyrex, and now that was how you go from 12th to 4th in half a lap. And now here's a replay on board with seat 1 at the start, so you can see that we're waiting for the start. And on seat 1's car there's no throttle at all, there's no throttle, and he can't do anything. Bidster and Keith can't react in time and run to the back of him. Scott then does the same, and then they all get going, but seat 1, look, he's left with no throttle. He can't put any throttle down, it's not letting the car move at all, and it's a glitch in the game. And Gran Turismo, you've been exposed. And now here's a replay on board with Bidster then to look at some action on lap 2. So on lap 2 then, we watch Scott's car, the red Focus, as we go into the corner. Rodders and Techno make a bit of contact. Techno goes wide, Rodders has lost momentum, and Scott goes, right, okay, Piggy in the middle time. Straight through the middle we go, and Scott gains 2 places in 1, and then we got Red Bull on the inside slowing down for his penalty, which means Rodders can't get back on the inside. Scott moves for his racing line. And brilliant move there by Scott, 2 cars in 1, and then he almost gets a third when Keith runs wide in front as well. Brilliant race. Okay, here's a replay of something that happened on lap 3 then. So Intrepid runs wide, he's already got a penalty, and then watch here, when he takes his penalty, he slows down on the racing line to actually then gets his power on, and then TY runs back into him and he re-ungoes himself. And then Cyrus goes through the middle and takes both of them. So Intrepid was a bit dangerous there, because you shouldn't be getting rid of that penalty on the racing line. And then he goes and hits TY into the first corner and gets rid of the rest of his penalty. So not good there by Intrepid. He needs to move off the line if he takes a penalty. And just behind that was this. Scott goes into the first corner, brakes way too late, and then moves to avoid Keith. A little bit of contact, but he did try and avoid Keith there. And then Scott goes backwards as he rejoins. Rodders can't get through, so it's 7th place for Scott, and Keith holds on to his 5th. And now back to the racing action. And we come back from that, and Rodders, he's had to succumb to Scott. He couldn't quite get through, just poked his nose out. And Bidster's right behind this group now. Bidster's cleared Red Bull and Firepower. Red Bull and Firepower further back. I think they've accumulated some penalties. They've had to lift off over a few laps, and that's what made them lose the back of the pack. As Bidster's trying to get on the back of this lot. Keith is side by side with someone up ahead. I think he's defending from Techno. He's not trying to pass, he's defending from Techno, and he does a good job because gets out the corner, he still holds on to his 5th place. So good job by Keith there, and this is looking like a good points haul for Keith in this one, especially with a lot of people spread out in this one with the different with a lot more cars in it. It's good to see a lot more cars in the race as well. Brilliant to see a lot more of a full pack grid for this last one of the season as Bidster fully slides the car around the hairpin, really trying hard. Meanwhile Cyrex is in the lead still. Intrepid has got another penalty, and he's got TY all over his back bottom as we go through the left-hander at the bottom. Intrepid running wide, TY looking for a way through. Intrepid holds on, still can't find a way through yet, and he's not quite got rid of that penalty. Neil Farmack's got a train behind him. It's the Neil train, everybody on board, and Neil Farmack has got literally almost all the rest of the field bar 2 cars behind him. And Keith now looking for a way through. Either that or he's defending from Scott into the right-hander. And yeah, I think he was defending from Scott and making sure he couldn't get through as well. Keith Cowabunga hits Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack keeps his foot in it. Oh, and he's gained a nice little advantage from that. As Keith now is defending hard from Techno because Scott's gone through and into the first corner. Scott defends from Keith, but good defending there by Scott. As Neil goes wide. Neil goes wide again. He's rattled after what happened before. Scott takes 4th. Neil rejoins and bang! Have that back. Keith absolutely gets walloped by Neil as he comes back on, but Neil Farmack's lost places. He's the one that's lost places. Bidster's coming up to try and claim more places now, so the 2 championship contenders are side by side. Bidster's on the inside into the hairpin, outbreaks him, and now tries to take Rodders as well in a cheeky little sweep, but he can't quite get Rodders. He tried to take 2, but he's not quite done it. Rodders has got 80 kilos on, Bidster on 200 kilos, and that's the difference. The acceleration is just not there for Bidster. And Neil Farmack comes up alongside again. Keith down the inside of Scott into 4th place, into the hairpin. He's going to run wide. Can he hold? Oh, he's running wide. And Scott gets him back on the switchback. Good move there. So good racing by everyone and good awareness as well to spot other cars behind. Techno with all the lights on, trying to intimidate Keith in these conditions as we go around the corner. Meanwhile, all this is happening and Red Bull and Firepower are starting to catch up to the bunch. So incredible, we've got a massive bunch of cars. Keith, Techno, Rudders, Bidster all together. Back to the leaders briefly. Cyrex holding on with Intrepid and TY right on his tail. These three have been close all race into the last corner. Up over the bumps and everyone gets away well through there. Meanwhile, back with the mob, and it's Scott's now the one that's trying to pull away. Keith in 5th, Techno 6th, Rodders 7th, over the line. Techno looks like he's the one that's going to make a move here. Looking like he's quite close behind Keith. Will he have a go into turn 1? He has a little look to the inside. Can he outbrake him into turn 1? Nope, just holds back and he defends from Rodders. Oh, Rodders runs well. Rodders goes round the outside of him, but was that off the track? Will the game give him a little penalty for that? Or yes, it will. He was off the track. I thought he was. The penalties go into play again, and Techno keeps hold of his place because Rodders has got to slow down with that penalty now, and he gets it all done in the braking zone as Bidster goes up the inside of Rodders as he slows down for that penalty. Sneaky job there from Bidster. Sneaky move. Bit of contact as we got at the corner, but Rodders gets a good run off the track, and that might be a bit naughty, but we'll have to see how it goes as they come together towards the next corner. Meanwhile, Scott 4th. The leaders have swapped. Intrepid's took the lead back. Intrepid's took the lead back off Cyrex, so Cyrex has lost his lead, and Intrepid regains the lead of the race. Everyone else still together, and then we've got Bidster and Rodders side by side still. Still can't separate these two with anything really. Into the left-hander, Bidster looks for the switchback. Rodders goes wide, switch back to the inside for Bidster, and I think it's going to work. He needs to keep the inside for the next corner. This left-hander. And he's got him, I think, unless Rodders can keep his nose in on the way out. Nope, Bidster's got it. Slash in front, little flash of the hazards to say thank you. Being a little bit cheeky there for Bids. Up the hill, Rodders will have better acceleration up the hill. But Bidster's going to hold on, I think. Yep, he's going to hold on for 7th. So Neil Farmack now has got Bidster ahead of him again. He needs to finish ahead of Bidster in all these races to try and give himself a chance of keeping his championship hopes alive. But at the moment, Bidster's going to extend his lead again. So he's not going to win the championship this race. Could possibly win it next race, depends on how things go, but we'll have to see. But Bidster then in 7th. Keith wide at the first corner. Keith slides the car around the first corner, and that's lost in momentum, and Techno might be able to catch up and make a move here. Let's have a look on board with Keith. Techno's now, he's got his speed up now, so Techno can't quite get close enough to make a move, I don't think. Into the hairpin, and it's Techno. He just, still stays behind. Keith goes over the curb quite hard there. Bidster runs very wide. Bidster runs very wide. Gets the power on the way out. No. I want to hold on to my position. I've run wide enough, and he rejoins, and he's right in front of Rodders. He's not really gained any advantage from that, so he's gone back, and it's the same gap. In fact, Rodders is actually quite a bit closer than he was before. Down the inside into the hairpin. Whoa, Bidster goes in deep as well because we were watching Rodders. Incredible race this, absolutely brilliant. Battles everywhere on track. And even the leaders are still three cars still together. Penultimate lap of the race, lap 8, and it's Intrepid in the lead of the race from Cyrex and TY. They've been together as a 3 all race. All of them have sort of had a chance taking the lead in this race, and TY still got to try and get past them both. So you remember, TY's the heavier car out of the two. Intrepid's in the championship. Cyrex is not in the championship really. He's just a wild card, but he's got all the rights to go for the win. And why not make a solid little comeback and get some more points on the board. As we go across the line, last lap of this race now, into turn 1 we go. Intrepid defends the inside from Cyrex, just putting the car across a little bit just to make sure he's not going to go for anything. And out the corner they all stay the same. Scott's pulled ahead in 4th, and then it's Techno in 5th. Keith 6th, he acquires a penalty at the last corner. That's okay, because it was at the last corner, and now he's more or less got rid of it. Next time he hits the brakes it'll go. Bids is in 7th as Neil Farmack takes a little bit of a naughty cut there. And gets right, and there we go. There's the punishment for it, but he'll get rid of that in the next braking zone. So we'll have to see how that goes. As meanwhile, Intrepid, Cyrex, and TY still together, the same order. Still, I thought there was going to be more of a pass there. Someone's run wide ahead. Techno runs wide. Keith and side by side. Then Techno runs wide, and Keith goes through as Techno rejoins from the AstroTurf. Bidster's still holding on to 7th with Rodders and Neil right behind him. Neil Farmack needs to get past Rodders and Bidster. Needs to get all the points he can. Neil Farmack looking down the inside, no, can't do it, folds back into the racing line under brakes. Brits are sliding the car through the corner now. And Rodders slides through, and Neil slides through as well. And Neil gets past Rodders with a brilliant move there. Out-tractions him out the corner and gets the traction he needs and through. Bids is sliding the car all over the place now. So trying to push hard, but nowhere near close. And now, last few corners. Can Intrepid hold on? Can Cyrex take the win? Can TY steal it from both of them? Oh! Contact as we go through the corner. Cyrex hits the back of Intrepid. Through the last corner we go. Intrepid gets out the corner very well there. And across the line we go. And it's going to be Intrepid for the win. Intrepid takes the victory in race 1. Well done, Intrepid. Cyrex second. TY third. Good race by them all race. Scott's going to take 4th position on his championship debut. Well done to Scott. 4th place. Keith 5th. Techno 6th. Good race with them. Bizder's just going to hold on to 7th. Can he just from Neil Farmack? Close as you like. And then we've got Rodders in 9th. Firepower in 10th. And Red Bull is going to be in 11th. What a finish to a brilliant race that was. Epic stuff. So we will just now go and get the replays of the second half here, followed by the results. Here's the replays of the second half of the race. Here's the first replay of the second half then, so looking on board with Rodders. So watch here is we got Scott and Keith make a bit of contact there. Scott was around the outside, Keith doesn't notice him. Techno tries to react and go around but can't quite do anything. Then into the first corner, watch the car at the front. Neil Farmack runs very, very wide into the corner just on his own, and then watches he rejoins here, he uses the wall, but then he comes across and bang, hits Keith, have that. Techno goes through now in on the inside, and now Rodders is coming through as well, and Neil Farmack finds himself now back in 8th, and now Bidster's trying to follow us through as well. If we go back on board with Bidster, we can see on the inside here, we're on the inside of Neil. Neil trying to close us down, but then Bidster goes for the cheeky move on Rodders as well, but can't quite pull that one off, and everyone survives. Good racing by all. And here's a replay now of how Intrepid took his lead back on. It was on lap 7 into the first corner on the inside. Just a lovely outbreaking move on the inside goes Intrepid, and Cyrex can't respond and just taps the back of him, and Intrepid then takes back the lead. Now here's a replay of Intrepid and Cyrex on lap 7, fighting for the lead as Intrepid goes very wide there, and Cyrex goes through on the inside, but now he's not ready for this. Intrepid finds the grip on the outside and keeps them going round the outside, the grip of that Focus Unreal round the outside of that corner, and then into the next few corners, and Intrepid still holding on the inside. Cyrex is trying to hold on the outside, but as they go into the next corner, Intrepid brakes late and holds on to his lead. Cyrex had a go, but Intrepid kept his cool and kept his nerve and kept his first place. Here's a replay of Neil and Bizder's finish. Then watch Neil's run out of this last corner. Bizder slides through the corner, and Neil gets a fantastic run round the outside, and then it's just not enough by the line. If we pause it on the line, there, Bizder just holds on. That was the replays of the second half. Let's go to the results. So it is Intrepid who takes victory. Well done to Intrepid. A fantastic victory for him there, with Cyrex in 2nd place. We've got TY in 3rd, with Scott in 4th. Keith finishes in 5th, with Techno in 6th. Bidster down in 7th, with Neil Farmack in 8th. We've got Rodders in 9th. Firepower finishes in 10th, with Red Bull at the back in 11th. Cyrex gets the fastest lap of 1:38.6. As you come back from that then, there is your winner, Intrepid, in the grey Ford Focus there. We'll try and get a better shot of him. 1 minute, guys. We'll try and get a better shot. Oh, there we are. Missed his best shot there. We'll let it roll. So Intrepid there in the Ford Focus, the grey one, wins the race. Brilliant race by him, and a good race with Cyrex and TY as well. There's his car. Well done to him, and we will see you guys next time for race 2 around here again, and it's going to be more wet weather and more fun. We'll see you for that one, guys. Take care. Thank you all for watching another race by LPB Racing. We really hope you all enjoyed that race there at Red Bull Ring. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the action. And next time, guys, it is going to be race 2 here from Red Bull Ring, and we're switching up the cars. We'll see you then.